Hi, this is Mark Wahlstrom. Welcome to another edition of Speaking of Settlements, a featured broadcast here on the Legal Broadcast Network. Well, today we're going to be talking briefly about the oil and gas lease bonus program offered by Allstate Financial. I know that's a mouthful, and a lot of people are wondering, what does that have to do with structured settlements? Well, I will tell you, it is probably one of the areas where we receive the most inquiries from people off of our internet leads and web videos. And it's something that as we've gotten involved in it and we've done more and more of these, have gotten a good handle on some of the questions people have that are being faced with this option. Now, what's occurring, and I'll be referring to an article that was in Smart Money magazine. It's a Wall Street Journal publication, the August 2012 edition. They really take a good, hard look at what is going on in the United States as far as oil and gas drilling. Most people are not aware we are dealing with an absolute boom. I mean, they're talking about a generational shift in U.S. energy drilling, production, and consumption to the point where they're predicting within a matter of years, not decades, the United States will be largely energy independent again and could actually even be an energy exporting nation. That's exporting oil and natural gas. This has been brought about by a revolution in technology. Part of it is horizontal drilling. Another part of it is fracking, which is the technological process whereby they inject water into shale deposits and essentially fracture or break loose these enormous deposits of natural gas, oil, and petroleum distillates that are then processed into energy and plastics and products here in the United States. What's happened is that with this shift, we've seen a dramatic impact in a couple of key regions in the U.S. One is Montana and North Dakota, which is the Bakken Formation. I mean, we are experiencing a land rush in that area as people are coming in and trying to buy drilling rights. And when I say people, I mean they're largely energy producing and drilling companies to buy the rights for the minerals underneath the ground from ranchers, people on land that was largely unused or had little value is now extremely valuable from a drilling standpoint. And people are being offered deals that essentially have two components. One component is the drilling and royalty deal of the oil and gas that they may extract at some point in time. But the real money is this upfront bonus money for the rights to the lease. In other words, it's an incentive check, a bonus check, money in your pocket right now. And people are being faced with not that it's a bad thing. I mean, they're getting great opportunities for single large deposits of checks. Now, what most people are not aware of is that you have the ability to structure or defer these payments over time using the Allstate Financial product. Now, it's very similar to their structured sale product, their celebrity endorsement, what we use on taxable damage annuities. In other words, we assign the responsibility for making the payments to Allstate International. They secure it with an annuity from Allstate Life Insurance, and it takes the oil and gas company or the drilling company out of the equation as far as the guarantee of the future payments. Now, what's the benefit of this? Well, a lot of people, if the royalty check is small and they just want to utilize it for debt reduction or putting some money in their pocket or maybe buying a new car or truck, that's fine. But you can also take these and spread these out over time. Now, one of the things people need to, and we've been talking with attorneys, we've been talking with people who've been getting these deals presented to them, and a couple of planning issues are coming up that I think people need to be aware of. Number one is that you don't really know what the future is going to bring. You don't know if there's going to be drilling on that property. You don't know if they're actually going to be able to get the oil and gas out. You don't know what that revenue is. This bonus check might be the one check that you get for sure, because I mean it's money in the bank. And if you're going to structure it, you want to make sure that you assign it to a strong entity that is not a drilling company. You don't know if these drilling companies are going to be in business 2 years, 5 years, 10 years from now. Again, I'm not trying to, impugn the financial integrity of any of these companies, but the fact is that by removing them from the equation, many times you can upgrade the security of the deferred payments that you're agreeing to. The second thing is that, we're also noticing people need to be aware this is not an all or nothing decision. You can take some of your bonus payment in cash and then structure and defer out into the future some of your other payments. The third thing that we're hearing from different people is that there are some quote-unquote experts out there that are telling people that they can structure, but they're not really giving them the full range of options and payment options that are available. These are not just straight line payments that come out over time. It's not, lump sums every year for 5 years or lump sums every year for 7 years. You can start payments, you can stop payments, you can have balloon payments. There's a whole menu of options that you have as far as designating when you want to get your payments and the way that you want to receive them. You can put inflation factors on them. You can use it to pay June 1st of every year that your child or grandchild's going to college so that you've got money. You've got that level of flexibility. So I want people to be aware that you've got a lot of design flexibility. And then the fourth issue that we're seeing and that I really want to talk about is, this is a land rush. This is a lot of money. There are street agents and people out there throwing around ridiculous money, getting people to sign documents. And we want people to be very, very careful about who they're dealing with and making sure that they're getting appropriate professional counsel. The first thing is you've got to have a lawyer. I really believe that you've got to have a lawyer help you with that lease, paperwork and negotiation, and make sure that you've got a professional helping you with that decision. Know what your rights are. Know what happens if there's pollution on the property. Liability of bringing the rigs on, the lease payments, the terms. I won't even pretend to be an expert in that particular area. I wouldn't enter into it without an attorney. I don't suggest that you do either. Make sure, this is a great opportunity for a lot of people, particularly in Montana, North Dakota, but even interestingly, Ohio, Pennsylvania, even parts of Western New York, you're having tremendous opportunities for, leasing out land under the Marcellus shale formation. And again, an area that has not seen, drilling and production like this in decades, if not a century. So it's a great opportunity, but you want to make sure you have professional advice. And the fifth thing is that we've had a lot of reports of structured settlement brokers going out there who really don't understand this business, don't understand the product, trying to shoehorn a structure into a deal that's already been closed, essentially engendering a lot of ill will with homeowners associations, the oil companies. If you want to structure your payments, and I want to stress this and really drive this home, if you're interested in structuring payments and spreading them out over time so that you can take your money over time, so that you can push taxes into future years, so you can do financial planning and tax planning and cash flow planning with this bonus payment, I really strongly suggest you have to talk to a person who knows what they're doing. It doesn't necessarily have to be a local person. Now, I understand, my firm is out here in Scottsdale, Arizona. It's a long way from North Dakota. It's a long way from Montana and Ohio. I grew up in Western New York, and I've got family all through that region. I know that area extremely well. And I understand that you're going to want to work with someone local. We have really good people all over the country that we can help you get in touch with and work with if you want a local advisor, or if you want to just work with our firm as far as answering questions and going over questions you might have. The purpose of this is really get someone who knows what they're doing. This is not an excuse for a financial advisor to make a quick buck. This has to be integrated carefully into your lease agreement. It has to be into all of your documents. It has to meet the compliance requirements of all state. The plan should fit your financial and family or estate plan or tax plan or what you're putting together. This is not something you should rush. And I understand people are under a lot of pressure. They're trying to make decisions in a hurry. But if you have questions, if it's something you're interested in, if you just want to check something out, please contact my office at Wahlstrom & Associates. Again, if you don't want to work with our firm and you're just looking for a referral of an expert in your area, whether it's somebody from Montana, North Dakota, Ohio, Pennsylvania, we're more than happy to refer people in that area that you can meet with, that we know are competent, that understand the process, and that are going to be able to help you out in this important decision. Well, I encourage you, if you want to learn more about the oil and gas industry, read Smart Money for August. It is an eye-opener of what's going on in the United States. And secondly, if you're an advisor or a tax planner or an attorney in these areas that is part of this oil and gas boom, I really encourage you to contact our firm. We have some white papers we've drawn up. We have a lot of information on the Allstate Financial product. It is a great planning tool. It works really well. It helps people spread money out over time. It helps secure their future. But it has to be done properly. It has to be done in a compliant way. And we're really confident we're one of the top firms at getting this done. It's an area that I think is going to be a great boon both to financial planners, advisors, and the people getting these leases if it's done properly, if it's done professionally. So I encourage you, get educated, learn as much as you can about it, see what your options are, and join us here every week. We'll be covering a lot of information on oil and gas lease stuff really over the rest of 2012 and making sure people understand what's going on. So decide early, get it into the process early, call an expert, call an attorney, do careful planning, don't rush an important decision. This is Mark Wahlstrom. Tune back in next week to Settlement Expert TV, and speaking of settlements, I look forward to seeing you then. Thank you.